Hi, I'm Stephen Ham from Archery Supplies. Today I want to talk about crypto. And behind me are crypto miners. So these little things harvest crypto. So I want to talk about it, and I want to talk about why I think crypto is a thing. And so I've got investments in crypto. So it's not a marketing thing for crypto. I thought I'd do a video about it. So the first thing, why is it a thing? So for me, when I transfer funds overseas to buy stock in my archery business, I have to pay about 3% to the bank. So I give the bank 3% for the transaction. So if I sell $1 million, if I purchase $1 million worth of product, it's about $30,000 worth of money I give to the bank for handling that transfer. It seems like a lot of money. Now the transfer is also not done instantly. It generally takes a couple of days for the funds to be transferred. So I'm going, well, that's not great. Then you look at systems like PayPal and Visa. So if you want to get money from one person to another, those companies will charge you fees anywhere from 1% to about 3%. So yesterday I bought a car on Visa, 2.5% fee. Now, there's no way did Visa charge the car company 2.5%, but that's what the company charged me to buy the car with Visa. So, this is why I think crypto is a thing, because it enables me to transfer funds to another person instantly, with no fees. So if I want to transfer $40,000 to you, bang, there you are, there's $40,000. I think that's a thing. I think it's pretty amazing. Right? So that's the first thing. So that's why I think it's a thing. Now, the other reason why I think it's a thing is because there's massive inflation. So I sold a house a year or 2 years ago to one of my staff. It's gone up $200,000, or it's doubled in money. So when things inflate in a rather fast manner, governments will go, well, that's just happening around the world. It's happening because they're printing lots of money. So they're flooding the market with lots of money, so lots of people are becoming wealthy. By the same extent, people who are poorer are becoming poor. Now, they probably don't realize it because they're getting handouts from the government and they think they're doing okay, but they're becoming poor. The ability for them to buy a house, the ability for them to get ahead with life is being taken away from them because government is just producing so much money and just making money come out of nowhere. It's a bit like Biden giving so many $1 billion to Ukraine and just that money is it's just nothing. It's just made up. It's not like we're taxing you like a war tax. If you had a war tax and you said to all Americans, well, we're going to have a tax for the Ukraine war, and we're going to tax you $200 per person every month for the Ukraine war. How do you feel about this? This creates massive inflation and causes petrol prices to go up because petrol's quite cheap to buy by the barrel, but it's really expensive at the pump. It causes eggs to go from $2 a dozen to $7 a dozen. So why is crypto a thing? Because you can't make more of it. It's done. There's so many of them. It's a bit like gold, but gold they harvest more, so they make more. But the problem with gold as a tool of investment, if I want to give you an ounce of gold, it's really hard to do because I've got it and I've got to give it to someone in America, so it makes it really, really hard to do. And the problem with all this money printing that's going on around the world is some countries are becoming rich or poor, depending which way you look at it. And other countries are struggling because they're creating so much debt in the country. So while America's a very wealthy country, they have massive amounts of debt. So you could say, well, America's the powerhouse of the world, but then again, they have all the debt. So there's many people who write every day about the fall and the demise of the world that's going to happen through this money printing and this false economics. So crypto to me it's like a hedge. if it can be used to transfer funds from one person to another, which it can be done, but in a simple process, so then grandmother to grandmother can do it, then it will be a thing. It will take off and it will be a thing. It will be bigger than PayPal. It will be the biggest thing you've ever seen, right? In my opinion. I think it's a thing because there's so many of them. So if there's an infinite number of Bitcoins or of a coin, and you want so many of those coins because there's demand for them, then the price will go up. It's not that the government can just make a whole pile of money and give it to the wealthy. And when I say give it to the wealthy, money flows to the top. Because when you print money and give it to, I'm going to say less poor people, they go and buy TVs and it goes to the guy at the top who owns the department store. Right, so there's been a massive flood in wealth moving upwards. So like you can look at all the statistics. The top 1% of the population earn double what the rest of the population does. So take from that what you will. I think crypto is the thing. That's the purpose of this video. I think it's a thing, so I think it's something to look at. Whether you invest in it or not, whether you do stuff. When I shoot and I do videos, so when I'm shooting and practicing, I'm listening to videos, I'm listening to podcasts on different people and listening to their thoughts, and I can take from that or leave from that what I choose. And I listen to different things. For me, for my crypto investments, at the moment it's doing amazingly well. It's doing very, very well. And I'm not it went really, really bad when it crashed. But at the moment it's doing really, really well. So, you know, you can have days when you're up $10,000. But it's just something, I think it's in the starting stage. It's a bit like the internet, when the internet started. I remember I was in IT when the internet started and you was like, well, this won't be a thing. You know, we've got encyclopedias. Who uses an encyclopedia today? Who uses an encyclopedia? I'm going to say, who's going to use transfers in the future when there's a cost of 3% to do a transfer overseas? When you want to transfer money from one bank to another and you walk into a bank, they charge you. Like, why? You can do all this in this crypto space and it's all tracked. Every transaction has a sequence so you can see who it went from and who it went to, which may or may not be good. But, you know, if we talk about transparency and they talk about, you know, cryptos used by the people in drugs, you can actually see who it's going to. You can't see that with cash and you can't see that with other money, or you can't see that with gold. So crypto is completely, it's a transaction-based system. So you can see where all the money's flowing. So it's a very, very interesting system. I think it's something to look at. Whether you choose to leave it and just do whatever you do, that's up to you. I'm just doing a video. Well, I think crypto is a thing. And I think it's worth doing a bit of. You don't need these things to mine crypto. You can just buy the stuff and just sit on it. I think for me, these are good because I have big solar systems which generate excess solar every day. So I generate excess solar, which is power. I get paid nothing for that power. So I have these things which then generate money for me from my excess solar. So that's all I do. So basically I use these to make money from my excess solar I have on my buildings. That simple. So that's my financial thing. That's what I do. So big solar systems on my roof of my buildings, and it gets transferred into money. So anyway, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. I hope that's been helpful, and that's what I do. Thanks for watching.